You're watching Rogers TV.
Hello, and welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jen Slay. I acknowledge that I am currently in London, Ontario, which sits on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, the Napawak, and Shananton peoples. I am very grateful and appreciative to the Indigenous peoples and their ancestors for being able to call this land home. I also acknowledge the sacrifices made by my ancestors who came before me, allowing me to be here and have the opportunities afforded to me. Today is all about business, charity, and goodwill. We have guests here today who will share with us about how their businesses can help us and how we can support their charities. Let's meet them. Our first guest is the founder and chief creative officer of the branding firm Inc. They do anything branding related, either on content development, personal or corporate branding, creating, managing, and protecting a brand. You may be asking, well, what is a brand? Let's ask Courtney Hance all about it. Welcome, Courtney.
Hi, Jen. Nice to see you.
You as well.
Thank you.
So first, let's start with what is a brand and what is it not?
Well, it is not just a logo. So that is the question we get all the time. It's like, oh, it's just a logo. No, it is so much more than that, right? Because brands evoke emotions in people. They resonate with people. They're memorable for all the right reasons to the people they're supposed to matter most to. And that's really the fundamentals of and the core of what we do at the branding firm. Very simplistically named, of course. I liked that name just because for whatever marketing purpose you have, for whether it's online or offline, having the brand be the centerpiece of that and thinking about how that relates to how you want people to feel, that's the most important part. So that's what branding is really all about.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not about just the logo. There's a psychology behind it.
100%.
Right?
It's why the color choice matters. It's why the typography matters. Like every little minute detail, including the wording choices around the brand, whether or not you have a key positioning statement or a slogan. All of those things have a cumulative effect on how people feel about your business.
So true, because if you think of certain like big brands like McDonald's, for example, or any of those, a bank, when you see it or you hear it or you hear the jingle,
yes,
there's a feeling.
There's absolutely a feeling, and to that point, it's about igniting the senses. So when you say McDonald's, instantly that might bring memories of nostalgia from a childhood. It might bring a certain smell to mind. Jingles are audio branding at their sheer finest. So all of those pieces you can take it that far when you think about branding and the impact that it can make.
Yeah. So any business that's out there and they're thinking, okay, we need to really brand ourselves, how can you help them?
Well, first we have to really and truthfully understand who they are and what they're all about. Who are their ideal clients? How do they want to make them feel? What part of their brand differentiates them from other choices in the marketplace? And all of those exploratory questions are the most important part to really fundamentally grounding the brand and ensuring that when it's built on equity and sustainability, and that they can keep, kind of that progression moving for years to come.
And you've done a lot of work with regards to your business, with regards to inclusivity and being equitable and all of those things. Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's really important to us, to be quite frank. In 2023, it's our focal point. As we think about, kind of topically discussions that we've had year over year and things that are becoming more front-facing, more, kind of increasingly popular, and we're exploring them more as people. That is something that we're really, really big on, whether it's on digital medias or whether it's on, just looking at how key positioning statements or narratives are written. Accessibility is a huge part of our business. We're obviously leveraging best practices. We're making sure that AODA compliance is being followed. That applies to website websites, it applies to retail spaces, it applies to everything in our world. And that's a part of inclusivity, but we extend that even that much further. And inclusivity is really, we're looking at language, we're looking at words, we're looking at all of those things matter. And making sure that our clients are, keeping that lens on their business as well, in their interactions and their 360-degree customer experience.
Right. And that would be why you're celebrating 7 years.
We are celebrating 7 years. Yes, we are. And you know what? I'm super excited about it. For some reason, people celebrate the 5, the 10, the 15 milestone. We couldn't celebrate the 5 when it occurred, as much as we would have wanted to. So I decided we're celebrating 7. Wow. And it's not about lucky number 7 to me. It's about, I feel this year is all about kind of where we started, where our journey thus far. And we're at a really, really good point with the business where we're just working with clients we really want to work with. There are ideals. I have an ideal team in place. I call them the dream team. They truthfully really are. And so things are starting to line up to the vision that I had when we first started.
Yeah. And you're launching that sister company with it.
We are. So we're very excited about that. Content is really a huge part of everybody's marketing strategy right now. And so we wanted to make sure that we could offer a full, robust solutions-based programming. That, of course, includes photo and video and drone photography. And so we decided, okay, well, we need to be in that game too. And it just so happened I found the perfect business partner for that one. It was an existing company that we've now transitioned and made our own. And it's just the perfect partnership between two companies that have a very shared vision.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see you back here at the 14-year mark then.
Well, thank you. I'd love to talk about Envision Concepts and the branding firm anytime.
Thank you for being here, Courtney.
Thank you, Jen, for having me.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Volunteering at Rogers TV was a huge part of my career path. It was the opportunities that I got doing color commentary for Woodstock Navy Vets Hockey or E&G shoots for First Local and Plugged In that led to the opportunity of me getting my first job right out of college at Rogers TV. And that led to me becoming the station manager of all of Southwestern Ontario. Take the chance, learn the skills. It will help you down the road.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. During the pandemic, all of our lives changed, and many of us turned to alcohol and drugs to cope. As life returns to normal, the increase in substance use from COVID has lingered, and some police services report an increase in impaired driving that caused heartbreak and devastation. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired, and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Welcome back. The Kiwanis Club of Forest City, London is one of the leading service clubs in our community, proud to be making a difference as they strive together to make London, Ontario a better place to live and work. Paul Garrett and Rosalind Bast are here to talk to us about upcoming events by Kiwanis. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, you've been here before. You are a
Yes.
regular.
We're enjoying it, and thank you again.
No problem. So for the viewers who have not yet heard about Kiwanis, can you tell just a little bit about who Kiwanis is? Like, what do they do?
Sure.
So Kiwanis is an international service organization. It is for men and for women. It also really covers the whole age span because Kiwanis also sponsors youth at the college and the university college, all through school, from little ones to like graduating ones. And I've always looked at it as an opportunity to serve your community, to gain leadership skills, even if you're not going to be like the president of a company or the president of a Kiwanis club, but you're a person. Each person has their own leadership style. Yeah. And then the other one is the opportunity to travel. Even if it's just driving from here to Ingersoll, but you get to meet new people. You can attend a district convention, which this year is in Quebec City, or you can even attend at the international level, which I think is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So it's an opportunity to, like I said, serve your community, gain leadership skills, and travel.
Yeah. And Kiwanis has been successful in that for over 100 years now.
Over 100 years, yes. We just celebrated that this past December, as you recall.
Yes.
What an enormous night that was, and so many. It really proved how well the community works together, because we had a very full capacity auditorium for that dinner at the golf course, lovely venue. And thank you again for what you did there that night in hosting it. But yes, the people, the kindness, the goodwill that came from everyone, that are on track to understand that we are here to help our communities.
And Kiwanis has evolved over the years.
Oh, yes.
They've just keep growing and changing with the times. And Rosalind, you were saying that you have a vision for where you want Kiwanis to go in this coming year.
So my goal as the president is to be more physically, having us as a group more physically involved in the community, somewhat to what Paul said, learning the tickings of all of the organizations we support, but being able to be out there and physically supporting them as well. So one of my ideas is to create I always get it wrong, but an intergenerational physical literacy project. So bringing the generations together in a physical way. It doesn't matter, whether somebody's in a wheelchair, uses a walker, or anything like that. It's an opportunity for people to come together across the age span. So the little ones can learn from the older ones, but the older ones can learn from the younger ones as well, and get caught up in technology and, get to learn more about people that they don't normally associate with, because we do live in a community, and a community is not just one kind of person. It's everybody. It's the grand spectrum of people.
It's diversification of people.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing I'm really working towards, hopefully for the spring.
And so if somebody wanted to visit and kind of check out Kiwanis, they could come on a weekly basis. There's meetings, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say currently they're Mondays at noon to 1:30ish, but come and go as you please at the Goodwill
on Horton.
Yes.
I believe it's 555 Horton, I think, or I might be dyslexic. I'm not sure.
Horton and Wellington area.
Horton and Wellington.
Yeah.
Thank
floor.
you.
On the top floor.
On the top floor.
And the food is amazing.
It is.
Yes.
And the company's amazing
and the
too.
company's amazing
Absolutely
too.
Right.
Awesome.
And we would love to meet. We'd love to have some new people come and join.
Awesome. And we're having a lot of guest speakers, and as we're going to bring them on board here, so we can share what they're thinking in the community as well.
Wonderful.
So,
well, thank you so much for all you do, and thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Favorite part of volunteering at Rogers has been picking up new tech skills like running cameras or graphics, and getting to volunteer with and meet people in a super fun sports-based environment.
Monday. Hi, I'm Darielle from All Legal and All Contracts, and I'm this week's guest on Pollinating Purpose.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Welcome back. Tara McIntosh and Catherine Henry are the president and director of Gregor's Gift charity. The charity focuses on caring for caregivers of terminally and critically ill family members. They held their inaugural fundraiser in November 2022 at the Burlington Performing Arts Center called the Night of Hilarity. They have another event coming up in the near future. Let's hear more. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Hi,
Thank
Jennifer.
you.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about Gregor's charity. What's that all about? How did it start?
Sure. So Gregor's charity was founded after my late husband. So we lost him to cancer in 2021.
Sorry.
And we wanted to create something for caregivers because we realized while we went through our journey together, there was kind of a lack of just comfort for caregivers as they're caring for their loved ones, because you spend a lot of time, in the hospital and in different environments that aren't so nice. And there's a lot of resources for the patients, which is amazing. But we also wanted to just give a little comfort to our caregivers. And Gregor was, always very considerate of myself and all the staff and doctors and everyone taking care of him. He wanted to make sure that they were okay too. So it was, keeping his spirit and his heart alive as well. So we started this charity, and our first partner is the hospice, St. Joseph's Hospice in London, and we're starting a program with them in January, actually, so just starting, to care for caregivers there. So that's our first project for Gregor's Gift.
Awesome. And so taking care of caregivers, what would that mean? What would that look like?
So oftentimes, I just know from Tara's experience with Gregor, you're putting the needs of the person who's sick ahead of your own in many ways. And so if, they have to get sent to the hospital or hospice care, it's usually quite quick that it happens or can be. And so you will bring everything that you need for your loved one, but not necessarily yourself. So just little things like having a warm blanket or warm socks or a water bottle or just something to have a little piece of home while you're there with that person, taking care of them. I think Tara could probably talk to better, but that's, I think that's something that I've learned from Tara through this experience.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have a long way to go and grow and learn about how we're going to help and care for our caregivers. But like Catherine said, it's just doing those little comforts. And, you don't know, sometimes you go to the hospital and you end up being there for 4 days and you don't know this, right? So right now, our first project is comfort kits, right, for the caregiver. So it has, like we were saying, like all these comforts of home, like maybe hot coffee and even a toothbrush, like just small things that you don't even think about that once you get there after 2 days, you're like, maybe I want to brush my teeth too. So, and just also to let them know that we're thinking about them, like it's obviously a very difficult time for family, and the primary caregiver, you give up, you give everything to your person because you want to spend as much time as you can with them. So you are just having anything come your way is unusual. So to have something little to come your way to know that someone else out there is thinking about you is nice too.
And I think sometimes too, even as a friend that is supporting someone who is in a position like Tara was with Gregor, you don't always know what to do for them to help, to support. And so I think longer term, some of the things that we've talked about is just having a resource that someone like, say, myself could go to be like, how can I help my friend or my parent or somebody who's going through, a time like this. And there might be ways, like we'll have resources on there that says, maybe send them gas cards or have somebody come and clean their house or get them a meal. So just little things that will help support the caregivers. Like Tara said, you could be at hospice for a few days or even in the hospital for a few days while they're getting treatment, and your house doesn't get clean or you don't have food in the fridge, so you need groceries. Like, so just coming up with ways that even people outside that situation can support their loved ones that are in the caregiver position.
I can imagine the emotional toll that it puts on a person to be caring for someone who is dying, right? And then those small things can really be huge things.
Right.
Right?
Make a huge impact.
Yeah. So tell me about the fundraiser that happened in November.
So Gregor and I also have twins together. So we wanted to, you know, show them a piece of his heart, and he loved comedy. So, and also we wanted to kind of lighten the mood. You know, our subject is a little heavy. So when we were thinking, like, how can we do something to raise money, I mean, comedy came to mind, and Catherine is a very funny lady and belongs to an improv group in Oakville. So we started with them. They came on board, and then we got a few more comedians to join us as well. And we rented out the theater, and we had great success just having this event. And also we did a silent auction to help, which was also an amazing success.
Awesome. So what can Londoners do to help and support?
So we are looking into our year this year. So we're looking to engage the London community and possibly do something in the spring in the city. So they can follow us on our website and either follow the site or get our newsletter, and then they can keep up with what's going on. You can also donate directly if you so wish. And right now those are the ways to contact us and to support.
Wonderful.
And we'll definitely be hosting another Night of Hilarity in November of this year. So most likely in Burlington again. So of course, if people are interested, we'll be posting information and dates when that's coming up as well on the website.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Good luck with the event, and congratulations on a successful past event.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Gerald. I'm a volunteer here at Rogers TV. Really happy with all the great things I've learned doing video productions for Rogers, all the great people I've met, and being part of a great community.
We have so many amazing storylines in our show. So it's called Find Your Hero. It starts with the Little Mermaid segment, where you have Ariel transform from mermaid to human 11 meters above the ground. So it's really impressive. And then of course we have all the other heroes like Moana with Maui on the ice. We have Rapunzel trying to find the lanterns with Flynn. And also we have the Beauty and the Beast segment, where all her friends from the castle will be there. And then also, of course, we have our Frozen family. You can go on DisneyOnIce.com, and then you can get your tickets there. I just really hope I'll see all of you guys there. And it's a great show, and we're so ready to be in London and bring the Disney magic to you guys.
Night's action on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. Cleveland Brownlee is one of the championship players from the back-to-back champion London Majors. But today, he is here as the general manager of the Better Bin Company. The Better Bin Company is an environmental friendly waste bin that has taken over the London market. Cleveland is here to tell us about all the good the company does for the community, as well as the environment. Hello.
Thank you for having me today.
No problem, welcome. So tell us about the company.
So the Better Bin Company, at one time it was our owner's dream, and just to have that first environmentally sustainable bin of its type. So he started back in 2012 with, like I say, just a hope and a dream, and we fast forward a couple years and look at it now. We've been fortunate enough that it's been taken on by a lot of the home builders throughout London and southwestern Ontario, to be exact. And you know what? They love the fact that our bin is, like I say, environmentally friendly, easy to transport, move around on sites. And you know what? You get that all-in cost price. So a lot of builders like that. We can provide that financial stability that they know exactly how much those bins are going to cost, how much waste they're producing, and different things like that. And you know what? Our main focus here is we work with our sister company, Try Recycling, and we try to divert as much materials away from landfills as possible. So we try to help preserve those landfills and the life expectancy of landfills.
Right. You know, there's a lot of talk about the environment right now. Why is this important for people to understand that they need to take care of the environment by participating in these initiatives?
You know, I always tell people that we got to look at the future generations to come. We got to look at our kids and our grandkids. The way our population is growing, we're growing very fast, and now a lot of buildings are starting to go straight up instead of expand out. So with that being in effect, we need to preserve those landfills. We need to come up with better ways of recycling, such as our plastics, such as our wood recycling, things like that. So that's where our sister company comes into play, Try Recycling. Like I say, you bring in materials there, we try to find a different home for them, whether it's your wood, your drywall, your asphalt shingles, any kind of material like that, we try to bring it in and produce another material out of it. That way we're doing that almost like the life cycle starts over again with the material.
Are there any interesting things that you've not collected, but that have been put into the waste that you've recreated something new?
So a lot of this stuff, so most of new home construction comes with a lot of wood and a lot of drywall. So a lot of that people look at or even toilets. Some of the toilets get broken, things like that. So I always tell people, go outside and look in the road that you're looking at. You see those specks and everything. That comes from a lot of the toilets that have been broken up and things like that. We use that to put into asphalt to make it a lot stronger. A lot of the wood is actually used for a lot of landfill coverage sometimes. So it's easier to help landfills preserve a lot longer because we don't have to put cement or asphalt back into those landfills and make roads. Wood tightens up with the mulch and everything. So yeah, a lot of the landscaping around London, we actually help produce that from our facility as well.
That's awesome. See, people wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. So how can Londoners help? What's needed to support this business?
You know what, I always tell Londoners, like I say, we consider ourselves almost like a boutique company. If you're doing any kind of home renovation, garage clean out, you want to help your neighbors get rid of stuff like that, we have that bin that's, you know, the unique thing about ours, it fits right inside of your garage. You have that new paved driveway, you don't want one of those big metal bins sitting on your driveway, and we can put ours in our garage. Our truck is equipped with a 20-foot boom, so we can reach out, pull that bin out of your yard, and, you know, we just save a lot of things on the environment. Like I say, you don't have any other rust stains, you know, smaller places, you know, a lot of the driveways are a lot smaller now, so we put it so you still can park your cars in the laneway. We don't affect any of the traffic coming. Different little things like that. So I always say, you know what, we're a local company. That's one of the biggest things I always promote. We are a local Canadian company, family owned, right here in London, Ontario, and we're just here to, like I say, help out the community and do things. And you know what, we are a community-based family here. We try to give back to a lot of communities around London. So a lot of the bins we do, they put money towards different organizations such as helping kids get backpacks going back to school. We're big in the London Business Cares food drive. We try to provide a lot of families with food and toys for the holidays. Different small things like that. So that's why I say when you're working with our business here, at least know that your money is going back into the London community here.
Small things, but big things. Because to that child that's getting that toy that they wouldn't have gotten, that's a huge deal.
Exactly.
Right? So that's good. So you're a company with a heart.
Exactly. We're a company for the community.
Awesome. That's a wrap. I look forward to being here again with you next week. And I ask that you like, comment, and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and take care.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. I'm a local family physician here in London, and I'm very excited to be working with Rogers TV on this new format, which will give us an opportunity to explore all sorts of topics related to medicine and health. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. We'll see you then.
This is Rogers TV.
Here we go.
Believe me,